This is my reaction to the Pittsburgh Steelers deciding to sign a 1-year contract deal with the man, the myth, the legend, the bad man, Mr. Rodgers. My thoughts on this is it's a good pickup. I'm interested to see where the buzz is with the NFL and how, like, I just want to see the predictions. Like, who was it? I don't remember off the top of my head. Someone said the Steelers were going to go 0-6 to start the season. I want to see how they feel now, where if they're kind of just pacing around just a little bit more like, oh boy. Because you can't deny, no matter how much you love or hate Aaron Rodgers, like, let's just look at the QB room and let's just look at who he's surrounded by. Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Okay? I would take Aaron Rodgers every day of the week over those two. And that's not to say that those two can't play, but it's just how much better are the Steelers going to be in the future? And how much better and more improved will Howard's development, will Mason Rudolph's development be structurally, having sat behind Aaron Rodgers for a year? I mean, we're not going to see it now because, I mean, he was thrown into the fire because Rodgers was injured in 2023. But, like, how well is Wilson going to be in Miami? You know, because Wilson sat behind Rodgers for a little bit. Jordan Travis sat behind Rodgers too when he was at the Jets, but he retired from football. We're seeing how well Jordan Love developed sitting behind, Aaron Rodgers, and we want to crown the Packers. And being a Packers fan, it's like, okay, let's pump the brakes. We got to get through the Lions. We got to get through the Lions first if we want to win that division. But, like, we're crowning Jordan Love one of the next great ones. It's like, who'd they sit behind and learn from? Rodgers. And so I think even with 1 year, I definitely think it's going to be an improvement, and it's going to be I think it's going to be good. I don't know. We'll just see. We will just see. I think it's definitely a benefit for the Steelers having a quarterback, because Mason Rudolph, I mean, he's had flashes. He's had flashes just like Ryan Tannehill has had flashes. Taylor Heineke, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kenny Pickett for a couple of games. Who else? Maybe Kirk Cousins. Because, like, I feel like Rudolph can give you flashes of, okay, you're a good solid QB. But like that all-star level, I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to compare. It's hard for me to compare Mason Rudolph to the Lamar Jacksons and the Joe Burrows and the Mahomeses of the league right now. It's really hard to make that comparison, and that's not to say that he can't get there, but we will just have to see. And I think teaming up Mike Tomlin with Aaron Rodgers is definitely a good thing. Because, I mean, the Steelers, the Steelers and everybody's been really loud about, hey, let's get rid of Mike Tomlin and stuff. It's time for him to go. We need change here. We need a new voice. It's just going to end. Here's the thing. We know this season's they're going to go 9-8. They'll find a way to get to 9-8, or they'll go 10-7, 11. I can say 10-7 probably. Maybe they lose 6 games because they're not going to expect, like, let's ground our expectations here. To expect a Super Bowl first year out of Aaron Rodgers is a lot. I mean, Jets fans, how are we feeling? How were those 2 years, But to expect, because it's a new head coach, it's a new scheme, it's just new teammates, new everything. To expect Rodgers to just come in and change it right away, that's a little too much. That's a little too much to ask. Do I think he is a piece that could help contribute and improve the Steelers in the long run, i.e. get them to be where, okay, free agency, old veterans who are on their way out, guys on the defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, they want to come here and play with him. Yeah, I can see that being an improvement and place for things to want to go. Look at Trey Hendrickson, for example. Trey Hendrickson, he's dealing with contract disputes with Cincinnati. What if, he sees, okay, they signed Rodgers. TJ Watt's like, I want to stay here with the Steelers because we got Rodgers for another season, maybe a little bit more, depending on how he plays, because this is going to be an earn it year. This is going to be an earn it contract. What if TJ signs on the dotted line to stay there, and then you bring Trey Hendrickson on board? sign on the dotted line and he has a 2-3. Like, you see what I mean? Like, Rodgers can pull that. Rodgers is the type of player. Jackson's the type of player. Mahomes is the type of player where people gravitate to wanting to play with those kind of guys. Now, do I think, like, let's address the other elephant in the room. Do I think after Adams signed with the Rams, he's dragged, from LA? No. He signed with LA. I think Stafford's going to be a good QB this year. Definitely, hopefully, fingers crossed, it can be a good development for Will Howard, because I'm going to call it how I see it. Rodgers is up there in age. That doesn't mean he can't play football anymore, because look how old Brady was when he was winning his last couple Super Bowls. He was older, like he was 40 plus. And so I still think, Rodgers can beat Father Time. We've seen that, but Steelers can't give Rodgers 8 years. You know what I mean? Plus, Rodgers doesn't want to play for another 8 years. But who could potentially be there in 8 years? Will Howard. Will Howard could be the next franchise QB for the Steelers, like how Big Ben was.